I think, of the workforce in Africa is in the agricultural sector. 60% of the economic productivity is from agriculture. So how do innovators, young people that are thinking about how to take their knowledge, their science, their technology to local needs, to things that actually are relevant to the people of a country or of a region, and to apply that to actually make something like agriculture more efficient, more productive, more economically beneficial, and more able to service a larger number of people without or while reducing the amount of resource inputs into it, like water or other things. That is an innovation and a science and a technology input. And what that means is you're actually solving an economic problem and a social problem and using science and technology to do that in a way that addresses the environmental concerns. So it's reaching sustainable development. It itself is not sustainable development.
All right, let's now discuss Kenya, and our senior political reporter Duncan Haemba has finally made it into studio. So let's just quickly take a look at what has been happening in Kenya, especially in terms of matters corruption, and of course what has been making headlines in the country this week. Thank you very much, Duncan, for making it here.
Thank you.
Let's just take a look at the latest twists and turns in the corruption scandals we have, especially the Ministry of Health one.
I think in terms of corruption, we are headed into a very, very interesting week ahead. Remember that the Ministry of Health members are feeling that the chair, who recently announced her defection from NAC party to Jubilee, they're accusing her of trying to stall actually the probe and making it difficult for the members to get to the bottom of it. And as such, the committee members are actually plotting her ouster plus the deputy next week. And then you've just seen the pronouncements from the Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen saying that if whatever has come out as far as the NYS scandal is concerned is anything to go by, then the former devolution CS has to be in jail, failure to which corruption should be actually legalized so that everybody can participate in looting. If you listen to the entire clip, I think it will be comprehensively covered in the the Friday briefing. And then you saw last 2 weeks the deputy president in charge saying that the government admits there was money that was stolen, and those ones that have been cited to have been involved should not be catwalking around and talking too much English. They should be held to accountable. So I think that is the debate, and the fact that it seems everyone is now determined to openly speak about the issue. I think we are headed in for a very interesting time as far as the fight against corruption is concerned.
Well, from the interview we've just read, there's a mention of we've had more than 10, about 11 corruption scandals that have rocked the Jubilee administration. Given that we're heading into 2017 and it's an electioneering period, what exactly does this mean for the government?
The government has one thing to do if it wants to save itself from the war against propaganda that is coming. We are headed into a propaganda season. Of course, each side will be trying to dirty politics. There's a moral apathy in the country. Many people are feeling like they've been let down by the government, and then therefore corruption will be a very key issue that will be at the center of politics. Some of the factors that will actually shape the campaigns. And as such, the government only has to make sure that, similar to what the president came and unleashed a very long list of individuals suspected of engaging in corruption, at this time they have no option than at least to nail one or two if they want to save face, or else the opposition will have a field day in casting aspersions against the government as far as the fight against corruption is concerned.
Well, even as we talk about the government trying to nail one or two, we had the Graft event at State House here in Nairobi, and most of the guns were pointing towards the judiciary, and it looked like it was blame game between or among the anti-corruption agencies. Are we likely to see anything happen anytime soon?
The president summed it up. He said,
Mnataka
that
nifanye
is a
nini?
circus. Then he said, what do you want me to do? Like, I've given you, and then he said, this is just, and then he said it's a circus and a lot of nonsense. Because it was an act of backpassing, investigating authorities, prosecuting authorities, pointing fingers at the judiciary. The judiciary saying, when you present a case that has no merit, showed investigations, we have no option that either to send it back or dismiss. So it was sort of a merry-go-round. And as such, it was a 3-hour summit that came out, I think, with no headway. And that's when the president said, what do you want me to do? So we don't know how far we are going in terms of the corruption aspect. But as the president admitted, the pressure is on him. And he doesn't know what else to do to actually nail this monster called corruption. And I don't know whether he left it at that, but I think it would be in his interest and the deputy to ensure that at least they appear to do something, or they do something, at least one, at least to restore confidence to Kenyans that, yes,